So you know how I said I probably wasn't going to do another book haul this year because I was on this book buying ban? Well, hindsight is in fact 2020 and has gone on to show that statement was in fact false. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today guys, I don't think anybody here is surprised. We are doing the final book haul of 2023. I know I was on this book buying ban, but you should have known better. I should have known better. We all knew that I was lying to myself, and probably lying to you. We do have a book haul. It is not a big book haul, but a book haul nonetheless. Before we get into this book haul, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. And you can check the description box down below for links to all of my social media links, including Patreon, Discord, X, whatever it's called now. And yeah, let's jump right on into the video. And we'll start with the Kindle purchases because I have embraced the e-arc. Recently. I've been feeling bad whenever I receive a review copy, because if I don't like it, and I've got this physical book, somebody has spent money to send me a book that I don't like, and I don't like that feeling, so I've been embracing the EPUB format. Let me go ahead and pull up what's on the old Kindle. So there was a Black Friday sale here recently, and I picked up 2 books, which is like this huge Black Friday sale of like 150 ebooks. For like $1 or free. And in that one, I got Gloves of Aeons by Andrew D. Meredith. And then I got Isla's Reach by Francesca Liliana. There we go. I almost didn't recognize the name. So those are the ones that I picked up during that sale. But then I also got Arc of Ascension. This is an upcoming space opera sci-fi by Michael R. Skolthesis. I'm very excited to dive into that one. I got Testament of Steel by, I believe it's Davis Ashen. And then I also got Undead Samurai, which is Baptiste Pisan Wu. And then, do I have anything else that I picked up for the e-market? My pre-order for the Spell Knight by TJJ Klamvik came through, but I've already told you about that one. I'm just mentioning it again because the cover is really cool. Now that is all the ebooks. Let's jump into the physical stuff. So we've got some review copies. Well, I guess I should move this stack of books over here and include this one if we're going to do review copies. So we've got Gog Magog. And now I did a little YouTube short on this. This is by Jeff Noon and Stephen Beard. This comes out in February of 2024. This is a kind of urban fantasy set on the River Thames in England, and it's got like a 60-mile spirit dragon. I'm very excited to get into this because this is part of a duology. Second book comes out in November. This was kindly sent to me for review by Angry Robot Books, and I am wanting to drop everything and read it. I don't know if I can, but I want to. And then A Fool's Tale, you might know this channel, is also a author, and that's Andrew Watson's Harbinger of Justice. This is a Felix Ortiz cover. I love, the cover is really what called to me, but upon the black sands and beneath the ever-watching eyes, a tale of shadow magic and ancient mysteries unfold in this new, dark, epic fantasy series. In the desert city of Yantar, Naya cares for her sick mother, but when Naya is arrested, her mother's death is all but certain, unless Naya joins a secret project that promises her freedom, if she survives. Raya, a mercenary, has a shadow dark enough for 2. In his quest to discover the nature of the living creature in his shadow, Raya collides with old friends and new enemies, stumbling into an ancient mystery that could mean the end of the world as they know it. This just sounds right up my alley and super cool, so I can't wait to dive into Harbinger of Justice. And I believe Andrew's working on book 2 as well, so thank you, Andrew, for sending that all the way across the pond. Really, I only accept physical copies anymore if I know that this is right up my alley. So, yeah. And then Nico's been harping on me to get to this series, and the author was kind enough to go ahead and send me book 2, even though I had told him I haven't gotten to book 1 yet. And this is from Baen Books, Howard Andrew Jones's The City of Marble and Blood. Look at that cover. I just think this cover is super cool. This is the Hanavar Chronicles #2. I haven't read the first one yet, but I have it on the shelf, and I'm very excited to get into that. All right, next up we have got, I made a pact with Tori from Tori Talks. And like, I was trying to talk her out of doing it, and then she talked me into doing it. And so basically, what ended up happening is I think I ordered these right before the ban, and then they took a while to come in because they're coming from the Broken Binding over in the UK. And she was just like, should I buy this? And I was like, you know what? How about this? If you buy it, I'll buy it. And I was like, ha, job done. She's not going to buy it. And then she goes, well, I purchased it. And I was like, crap. Well, I am a booktuber of my word. And so I went ahead and ordered the set. And I'm so glad I did because I've already read the first book and it was amazing. And if you're tired of me just talking, here we are. It's We Are the Dead by Mike Shackle, the Broken Binding edition. And I absolutely love this edition. It is signed and it is numbered. The dust jackets didn't arrive in the best shape, but they're still good enough. Like, I'm going to Mylar wrap these because I absolutely loved We Are the Dead, and I'm actually already slotting A Fool's Hope to read in December of 2023. I love the blue flames on this one. I wrongly thought that this was an Asian-inspired fantasy, mainly because we've got like a samurai mask here, but it didn't read like an Asian fantasy, which kind of caught me off guard, but I mean, that's not really a critique, more of a just caught me off guard. And then we've got, of course, Until the Last, with these gorgeous digitally sprayed edges, all signed, all numbered. Ooh, this one's got purple in sheets. I like that. I like it a lot, but that's a whole lot of book. Hopefully reading this in January of next year to close out that trilogy. Now let's talk of some pre-orders that came in. Let's see. Pre-order. And then those are different things. So, of course, I had pre-ordered Bone Shop. I can't say it. Bookshops and Bone Dust. There we go. It's because of the B&B by Travis Baldry, because I loved Legends and Latte. I actually have the Wraithmark Creative Legends and Latte on pre-order, Kickstarter pre-order. So, hopefully they do one for this one as well, so I can have a matching set. But, I just love that world, and I'm excited to get back to it. I'm hoping to kick off next year with this one, so I can just kind of start the year off on the right note. And then, of course, a Kickstarter did come through, and this is J.A. Andrews' Keeper Origins, A Threat of Shadows. And this is kind of a gorgeous faux leather. It's got, like, hubs right here on the spine. The Kickstarter for this one is currently live, and what I like about this is for the second Kickstarter, J.A. Andrews decided to just preload all of the stretch goals from the first project onto the second project because she wanted them to match, and I thought that was brilliant. It's got this gorgeous map on the end pages, and then it's got some like architectural thing here. We've got, of course, got the sprayed edge. We've got a bunch of interior art. Well, I don't want to say a bunch, but we've got some really cool interior art. Let me show you some of the first ones. So we've got that right there, and then there's another one right there. You can see it is signed. I am very excited to get into this series. I'm a little nervous because I dropped, a bunch of money on a book that I have not read. And then I've also backed the second Kickstarter. So fingers crossed this works out. If not, ouch. I then was like bored one day. And this wasn't during my ban. This was 100% during my ban. And I went to Barnes & Noble. Just because reasons. And I picked up a book because I had a $5 off coupon, which doesn't help because it was still $25. And it was just, this author doesn't normally call to me. I've read a couple of his books. And then I kind of picked this one up off the shelf and I was just kind of looking at it. And I was like, this does call to me. That's Neil Gaiman's Neverwear in this kind of hardcover illustrated edition. And I was reading the back of it and I'm like, this does sound really cool. And then I kind of flipped it open and realized that it is like heavily illustrated. And I was just like, okay, I could totally, like, I'm not even trying to find these. I just like flip a couple pages and there's just constant, like it's just filled with illustrations. And I was basically just immediately suckered into buying it. And the premise sounded really cool. And so I just decided to buy it during the ban because I'm a grown adult and I'm going to do what I want, whether or not I should. And then, luckily, I ended up liking the first book of this because basically the pre-order came out. Well, I bought the first book, and then Broken Binding reached out to me, and they're like, hey, you bought book 1. Would you like a copy of book 2? That's something that they do, is if you buy a special edition, they will reach out to you first before they offer that copy to somebody else. They basically give you right of first refusal. And I was just like, I'll roll the dice. And I said, yes, send me the book. I paid for it, pre-ordered it. I don't know if this was a pre-order before the ban or after. I don't recall. But basically, I was like, I've already got the first book, which I'm currently 70% through right now at the time of filming, and I'm giving it 4 stars. So I think that was a good investment. We've got Dan Jones' Wolves of Winter. This is the second book in the Essex Dogs trilogy. I don't know if the trilogy has a name, but that's what I'm going to call it, the Essex Dogs sequel. And so I'm very happy to have this now. And yeah, I'm very excited. The dust jacket did arrive damaged, and Broken Binding is sending me a replacement. So that is my second to last book that I have to show you. And then I've got a big one. And essentially, during the ban, I got a new job. And it's been something I've been working towards for like 2 years to get a new job. And like just kind of as a reward / gift to myself and from my family, I got something that I've really, really been wanting for a long time. And I'm just going to kind of show you the slipcase and just tease you a little bit. This is a very hard to get a hold of book. I had to buy it on the secondary market, which hurt a little bit, but I'm very happy to finally have this Folio Society edition in my collection. And that is Stephen King's Shining. This is out of print by Folio Society. The only reason I picked this up on secondary is because they've been asked multiple times if they're going to do another printing of The Shining, and they've been cagey on it. And they said they have no current plans to do so. I'm impatient, and The Shining is one of my favorite Stephen King books of all time, and so I got this gorgeous illustrated edition of The Shining. I don't know if it's a first edition, and I don't really care. I just love these in pages. Those are words, by the way, if we can get in on it. Very, very cool. And the Red Death held sway over all. And the Red Death held sway overall. Some really beautiful illustrations are in this edition. And I am just so incredibly happy to now have this on my shelf. It's been on my mind to purchase ever since I learned of his existence. When I did learn of his existence, it was already too late. It was out of print. And now I am happy that it has come home. I'm having some difficulty getting it in its slipcase. There we go. So that is Stephen King's The Shining. Now that's the last book I have to talk about, but I have more stuff to talk about. So that book buying ban was because I needed to buy a new camera. Well, I happen to have in my hand right here a Sony ZV-E10. I got a 2-year protection plan on this thing. I need to learn how to use it. I need a couple cords to make the microphone work with the new camera. You can definitely tell my lighting's a bit off. It's because both of my lights burned out. I bought new lighting. It should be here either today or tomorrow. And that should greatly improve my lighting, because before my lighting was kind of just like sticking up over my desk a little bit and casting glaring shadows. And now I've got some that like C-clamp onto the top of the desk and then stick up and over and shine a light like on me. So that should get rid of a lot of like the shadows. This camera, I will return to the camera, is supposed to be 25 megapixels. The phone that I'm currently recording on is 12. So 12 is not bad at all. It's totally capable of doing 4K. But this is more than double the resolution. So hopefully that makes a big difference. I'm sure at some point I'm going to make a bunch of blundering mistakes and forget to charge the battery, forget to empty the memory card, which I also have on order, just because Black Friday's been amazing for replacing equipment. I got the lights that were like $100 for $25. I got the camera 13% off, which was great, because basically I got it for the used price at new. And then so like it's been fun, and I've got one really cool thing left to show you, and that is a frying pan. And if you've been watching any of my shorts, you'll know I got a Wandering In frying pan. Let's kind of get in on this. It says the Wandering In. This is the display version, and it comes with this kind of cool card. It says, do use it for cooking cool things like calzones. Do not leave it wet. Do use it to beat up monsters. Never use it on goblins. They aren't monsters. Which I think will make Daniel Green very happy to hear that goblins are in fact not monsters. But yes, I absolutely love this thing. I am still trying to decide where I am going to display this, where I'm going to mount it. I think on this wall behind the camera is where it might end up, because I was going to put it over here, but I'm planning on rearranging my office when I add my 7th shelf, because, you know, I need to expand my shelving a little bit because I'm tired of doing unhauls. And one last thing that I got was a signed book plate to attach, and probably a bookmark as well, to attach to my Hills of Heather of Bone from K.E. Andrews, which is now an SPF B09 finalist. I really loved The Assassin of Grins and Secrets, and so I asked her for a signed book plate, and she kindly said, sure, here you go. And I'm very happy to have that now, because Assassins of Grins and Secrets blew my socks off. So, yeah, that is everything that I have got here for you today, guys. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. If I have, well, you'll hear about it next year. Let me know how your book buying bans have been going, or how you think I did on my book buying ban. Don't worry, just be brutal, be honest. I deserve it. That said, guys, till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.